Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today we're going to be talking about Puka Nacua, his great rookie season, and whether or not that's going to translate to year two. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan. Now let's get into it. So I think this is definitely worth a video. I've been thinking about this for a while, and initially, and I've put my thoughts out there about Puka Nacua in a video before, that I kind of felt like this guy, even middle of the season when he looked as great as he did, I thought it was more of a product of Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp being out, getting all the volume targets, Tutu Atwell being kind of a clear out guy, as well as Van Jefferson before he was traded. And so I thought, I was like, okay, well, this fifth round rookie is really good, but he's in a great offense. Sean McVay coached, Sean McVay minded. And then you have Matthew Stafford as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. And you have an offense that has all those weapons already. It's getting him opportunities. But then I went back after the season because I wanted to know for sure. I always, thought I liked him initially coming out of BYU. I didn't finish his eval. Was somebody that just kept showing up on film when I was watching Jaren Hall. But one thing about Nacua is that he does everything, okay? He doesn't just make diving catches. He doesn't just, make those toe taps near the sideline. He doesn't just have awareness. He doesn't just have ball tracking ability or speed or agility or tackle breaking ability. I mean, he blocks. He really does everything that you could ask for. And a lot of wide receivers who are gifted with more athleticism than Puka don't have all the capabilities Puka Nacua has. Essentially, Puka Nacua does not have anything that he's missing. He's good at practically everything a receiver should be good at. Route running, hands. I mean, he did have concentration drops. I expect that to get better this year, but he held on to the tough ones, okay? This is somebody that has, all over the field, spatial awareness. He's got everything, okay? When you have him block, it's like having a fullback on the field or another tight end. So what do we make of Puka Nacua in year two? Cooper Kupp is back. He's healthy. Hopefully he stays that way. Fingers crossed. It's been a little tough for Kupp since his incredible Triple Crown season. But here's the deal, okay? And this is important. Puka Nacua just had 105 receptions, 1,486 yards receiving, okay? He had 6 touchdowns, and he had a 14.2 yards per catch average. Is this repeatable, sustainable? I don't know. I really don't. Nacua is going to be 23 May 29th, so pretty soon, about 9 days from now. But here's the deal, okay? Nacua, I think, and while we've seen it before, the stereotypical, sophomore slump, if you will, and we've seen that, I don't think he's going to have that. As a matter of fact, I think he can do this, and I think he could do more if need be. But I don't think he's going to need to. The thing about Puka is that he's the number one receiver right now on the team, okay? Cooper Kupp is probably the better receiver when healthy. He's more, disciplined in his route running, more fine-tuned, veteran presence. But I look at Puka Nacua as somebody who, despite not having the athleticism that a Van Jefferson or Jamar Chase has, I think he could end up being the best receiver in football. Now, will he? I don't know. But I think he had as good of a rookie season as you could have regardless of position. He broke 2 records. And the thing about Nacua that I'm really looking at is going into year two, now everybody has you on their radar. And there are a lot of people that believe that, there's film out there on Nacua and people know, and he's not going to. And what I say to this, it's very simple. 2 things, okay? One, to stomp this argument that he's just going to fall off a cliff now because people know who he is. Well, people knew who he was at the beginning of the season, at the middle part of the season, and he was still doing the things he was doing. That Lions game, he absolutely destroyed the Lions. Okay, he was going for 200 yards easily if they called some of those, if they didn't hold the entire game, we'll say. That's the first thing. The second thing here is that we keep looking at it like, oh, well, he only did this because Cooper Kupp was out and he was the volume guy. But what happens when Cooper Kupp's healthy and you have Demarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell and Kyron Williams and Blake Corum in the tight end room going out and getting Colby Parkinson, at some point getting Higbee back, and Davis Allen taking the next step, and still having Matthew Stafford throwing the football, while also having improved offensive line, in my opinion, having Steve Avila at center, who is going to be a huge upgrade over Coleman Shelton in my mind, and then Jonah Jackson at left guard. In my opinion, there are too many variables here where Puka Nacua doesn't have a similar season this year, okay? We are going to see very quickly how talented this offense is. And I understand there are a lot of weapons. I think the only way Puka Nacua doesn't have the exact type of, output as he did last year, injury, or there's too many weapons. But the bottom line is, if you're looking at Nacua and you're thinking sophomore slump, I don't think that's in his DNA. Now, there have been great players in the past. They've had down years, and that's fair. I just do not see it with Puka Nacua. I do not see it. I think this is somebody who's been working this offseason with Cooper Kupp. He puts in the work. He is just all about football. He's all about being a team player. He's exactly the type of guy you want to draft. And I just think he's got the right mindset. I think he's already got a really heavy skill set. And, it's safe to say that the Rams absolutely stole him in the 5th round. So this year, what do I expect? This isn't a just straight on, prediction video. This is just talking about what we should expect from second year Puka Nacua. I'll say this: no sophomore slump, number 1 receiver. I do think Cooper Kupp is going to be back to Cooper Kupp, maybe a little tick off, but if he stays healthy, he's going to have a great year. I think Nacua ends up being the number 1 receiver, though. And I think that Nacua goes easily over 100 catches, and I think Nacua goes easily over 1,200 receiving yards. But this year, instead of 6 touchdowns, I think he's going to be in the double-digit range. Nacua, as the season progressed, got more comfortable, especially in the red zone, and I think we're going to start to see more of that. The one thing that could hold him back is not him, obviously the injuries we talked about. The one thing, aside from the injuries, that could hold him back is Kyron Williams and Blake Corum in the backfield, because this is an offensive line that is going to be a mauling offensive line up front. This is an offensive line that could lead to a top 3 running back room in the league, if not the best. I think Kyron Williams and Blake Corum are going to run the hell out of the football. And I think Sean McVay wants to run the hell out of the football. But the problem is when you have Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, Demarcus Robinson, and so forth, and of course Matthew Stafford throwing the football, it's hard to get away from the pass. So I think I'm going to look at it like this. I think the run game is going to help set up the passing attack. I think the fact that Puka can win all over the field, whether it's deep down the field, whether it's in the short game or the intermediate game, or even when he's not going to have the ball in his hands, he can win as a blocker. I just think that because of all those valuable assets that he possesses in his arsenal, I think that it's really hard to bet against this guy. I guess it's easy. You could bet against anybody pretty easily, but it would be stupid to bet against Puka Nacua. I'll just say that. So this year, expect Puka Nacua to have another 1,000-yard season and over 100 catches. Expect him to be the go-to target to Matthew Stafford. And expect him to take the next step as he gets closer and closer and closer over the next few years to becoming the best in the league. Now, at some point, Marvin Harrison Jr. could do that. Rome Odunze could do that. Justin Jefferson may never give up the title. But regardless, I think he's got a shot. I don't care what his 40 time is. He runs faster than his 40 time. And of course, I also don't care about 40 times as much as everyone else does. So you look at the body composition that he has, can break tackles, be a running back in the second level, but then he also has agility and the speed that you want in just a receiver. So we'll keep an eye on Puka Nacua. Obviously, this season we'll see a lot of number 17, but do not be surprised if Puka Nacua does exactly what he did last year and then some. I won't be, and neither should you. So hopefully anybody worried about Puka Nacua in year 2 is not worried because of all the variables that I mentioned. Again, there's going to be people that try to err on the side of caution. Maybe he has barely 1,000 yards, fine, but I think he's here to stay. I think the Rams found a superstar, and just finding somebody like that in the 5th round on the contract he's on, there's a really good chance that the Rams are going to be able to do some things and may have already done some things in this draft or in free agency that they otherwise would not have been able to do if Nacua didn't hit. The fact that he hit the way he did actually covers a need, because I think this year the Rams probably go a little bit harder at trying to find a wide receiver if, Nacua didn't end up being one of the best in the league already. I think it's definitely fair to say he's top 15, definitely. But the question is, where in that top 15 is he? By the end of the season, he could very well be in that top 5, and wouldn't be surprised if he was. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. Am I crazy? Am I not crazy? Where are you on Puka Nacua? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, folks. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.